the first 10 minutes of this show. You want to restart?
Yeah. What is going on? What is happening? Is the show on?
I have no idea.
Oh my God. Hey, so you're got the huge logo on Garrett here. This is Garrett. He doesn't open the show. There you go. This is Clint. Hi, everybody. Let me just tell you what's been going on. Why are we late right now? We walk in here. We expect to do a show. We prepare a nice show for the good people of Utah and Silicon Slopes. And Garrett and I have been in here speaking for about 30 minutes.
Just talking to ourselves.
And finally, Weston comes on and says, like, hey, do you guys want to go live?
I'd reckon that's a good idea. Let's do it.
I was like, we're not live?
Just two doofuses talking into a can.
This is really a failure of leadership, which is on me, I guess.
You got to put some timelines on.
But I don't know what else to do. Like, as a leader, in fact, those watching, as fellow leaders, fellow executives, what do you do when your team just screws up day after day after day, just constantly? It's like, hey, are we doing a show today? Because I don't know what to do. Like, as a leader, here's what I've done. I've said, hey, we're going live every Monday through Thursday at 10 a.m. Here's every possible thing you need in order to do that. We walk in. It's 10 a.m. We're in here talking to each other.
Yeah.
Weston is pretending as though we're live. He's talking to us in our ear. And then...
It's really tricky to know if you're live or not.
I don't think we're live right now.
Round two of talking to ourselves.
So... Who knows who this show is for, what we're doing, if this even is a show, but welcome to it. The Silicon Slopes Hall of Fame is back. You've got what we do here is identify and applaud the technology pioneers and breakthrough leaders who have contributed to the ongoing and growing success of Utah and Silicon Slopes. The event is happening in September. But you got to go to halloffame.siliconslopes.com to apply, and those applications close soon, July 22nd. So make sure you get your applications in. Look at that guy. There's Jeanette, Hall of Famer, Jeremy Andrews, Jonathan Johnson. A lot of good things happen there.
Of all the events we do, it's the most fun, and it has like the best atmosphere because it's nobody's grandstanding, nobody's lecturing, nobody's doing anything other than celebrating. It's actually a fun way to spend a couple hours.
So weird that we're known for an enormous event called Summit, and you just threw it under the bus?
I drew a nice comparison.
Yeah. All right. I don't care. I actually don't care.
They're both great.
The Utah Founder 100 the list was finally released by our good friends Peter Harris and John Bradshaw, who are the co-founders and co-hosts, one would presume, of Venture Capital Podcast. They've named the top 100 Utah founders. They did a big old swanky event up there in Park City recently. You can go check it out at techbuzz.news. A lot of big names on there and a lot of medium names. There are no small names. There you will not find Garrett Clark's name.
Nope.
On there, for example, they're just the big names and the medium names.
As
No
voted on by
small
fellow
names.
founders.
This was voted on by fellow founders.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how they came up with that, actually. So that's how they did it. Huh?
Voted on by other founders and were recently nominated by the public. Little double vetting, it looks like.
Oh, cool. Well, good for them.
Yeah.
Good for them.
Pick your favorite.
Congratulations to everyone who made the list.
Brad Moss is on there. We just had him on the show. I mean, we've had most of these folks. We're lucky enough to know a lot of them and know a little bit about their stories.
It looks like Tech Buzz News has got themselves a new website. So congratulations to them. That's big time.
Yeah.
Another kind of Utah story that we have to kind of get to here is there's a company called Canary Speech, and they have raised $13 million in Series A investment. It was led by Cortez Capital, an Oklahoma City company or venture fund.
Yep.
Participation from Sorensen, who we know well, SMK, know well. They're in Tokyo. Know them really well. Hackensack Meridian Health out there in Edison, New Jersey. Best friends with them. So Canary, do you know what Canary Speech does?
Is an AI-powered developer of speech recognition technology designed to detect neurological and cognitive diseases. This is really cool.
Yeah, this is cool, and congratulations to them. And probably the coolest part is they're headquartered in Provo, Utah. Just a great place to be headquartered. I was born here, born and raised. Not raised here, but born here.
Yes, well documented. So these
I was born in Provo.
Born in Provo.
So
Anyway, it monitors speech irregularities.
Did you know where I was born?
Provo.
Did I tell you?
For early signs of various neurological conditions, such as Parkinson's, dementia, and Alzheimer's. What an interesting way to diagnose that.
Yeah.
I wonder if anyone can run a test on any certain people that sometimes get accused of having Alzheimer's.
Yeah, I think there might be a cure coming out for Alzheimer's soon. So congratulations to Canary Speech. Actually, an incredible company being built here in the state of Utah, more importantly in the great city of Provo, Utah.
Oh, gosh.
And
are you on
check
Provo's
them
payroll?
out. Yeah, I wish. If you want to give me money to say something on here, I will take $1 and I will say whatever you want on here. I don't care at all.
Yeah.
I'm a sellout. That should be clear to everyone by now. All right, so congratulations to Canary Speech. That's actually a big raise too. In this environment, $13 million for a Series A, that's a very big raise, actually.
Yeah.
An important raise. They're doing important work. And it's an AI company, which is great. It's always great when we're leading the AI conversation here in the state of Utah. So congratulations to them. By the way, we're wearing these hats because we went down to Fort Desolation. Garrett is actually wearing the hoodie, the Fort Desolation hoodie. He doesn't know how to show it. There it is. And that was put on by our good friends at Cornerstone. If you ever want to do an incredible event, small, medium, large, no matter the size, every event that I have ever done at Silicon Slopes was with Cornerstone. Go to cornerstoneab.com. They don't pay us to say that.
No, they don't.
And they don't need to. So another story is Vice President Kamala Harris is coming to Utah. You excited for that? Coming to Utah in June.
I think it's a big deal, especially if you're a fan of her. You will have to pony up for the privilege.
Oh, it's a fundraiser.
Yeah.
It is unclear whether she will hold a public event during her visit. I'm not sure that's a good idea, Madam Vice President.
Yeah.
Is there a lot of Madam Vice President fans out here?
I
bet there. Actually, I bet
bet
there is.
there are. Yeah.
I bet there is. I bet she could do very well out here.
Yeah.
Come on out and put on an event. In fact, this is my invitation to our
There she is.
esteemed Vice President. Did you just get a text message during this? This is so.
That was
rinky-
Kamala.
This is so rinky dink.
How do you turn off notifications?
He couldn't even put his headphones on for 10 minutes.
Still don't have them on.
We've invited we have invited the vice president to join us live when she's here. Come down to the great city of Provo, where I was born.
Oh, gosh.
I have heard that she's interested in visiting my birthplace, and so I get the sense that Kamala will be here in studio with us, and we'll be able to ask her all sorts of really great questions.
Can somebody get Clint an appointment at Canary Speech? Because I sense we have some Alzheimer's quickly setting in. How about we meet her at the airport and do an interview on the ride up to Park City? Because this is going to be a quick in and out.
Do you gotta, like, when we go to the airport, do we go,
I think
Madam Vice President?
we can just stand there.
Can we wear our
you can go by
hats?
yourself on this one. Yeah.
I'll give her a shake her hand. Madam Vice President, up in Provo, Utah.
I got 3 questions.
Got 3 quick questions. You got time? Hop in my van. Don't worry about that SUV. I got a van. Come on in. Come on.
It's license is expired and has not met emission standards, but we're good. Those fundraisers are interesting, right? You've been to a few, but if you talk to those in the know,
They're so stupid.
yeah.
Let's not say that they're so freaking stupid.
well, they'd be interesting for a first timer.
I went to a Governor DeSantis. I did not. Let me be clear. I was invited. I did not. I've never donated money to a politician in my life. I never will. I don't understand why people do that. But I was invited when Governor DeSantis was thinking about running for president to a couple of his fundraisers up in Park City at like the nice houses, right? And it was so dumb. I could not get out of there faster. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
The interesting thing is you talk to these campaign managers, a lot of the folks at this fundraiser, whether it's for Trump, Biden, or whoever, they'll fly into Park City. There's a reason it's in Park City. So the majority of the money raised will not be from Utahns, and it won't even be close.
You know, a big piece of it is like, hey, now that you've given money, you can take a picture with
Yeah.
them. And you like go and they have like little background. And you're like shaking their hand, like, hey, all right. And then you like smile into the camera. They're like, hey, do you want a picture with DeSantis? I'm like, I'm leaving. I don't understand what we're talking about here.
Because a lot of them just want to know, how much do I have to give you to be the ambassador to Ireland or Tahiti or French Polynesia?
Can I just say how dumb that is? Why would you? That's so. Just go there. If you have that much money, like go on a trip there. Use that money and just go on a trip to where you want to be ambassador. Why would you want to be ambassador to anything?
Well, because it's a pretty easy job. And I've been in the ambassador's house in Paris.
Is it nice?
Oh, geez.
I bet that one's a good one. I
That's
would
a
want to
good
be
job.
ambassador to Paris.
Because then, you're there for many, many years and you'd have a fantastic.
Italy.
Yeah.
But that's a good one.
Yeah.
England would be very fun.
Very good.
Take an old John Adams post from
Yeah.
him. That'd
Yeah.
be fun.
Yeah.
Some of
Huge
them would be
upside.
cool.
You pay
Actually,
for that.
it's way cool. All right.
It's so much better than the vacation.
I'm writing a check. I'm writing a check to Kamala Harris when she comes. Can I be ambassador to Paris?
And then
Like, who are
she'd say-
you? Are you the Provo guy?
She gives you the number and you're like, I guess I'll be a ambassador to Uzbekistan.
She would not give me any responsibility. She'd probably tell her Secret Service people to shoot me. She's like, shoot him. So dumb. No one's gonna miss him. It won't even be on the news. Just shoot him. This is so dumb.
In the event that happens, should we have like a black ribbon draped across your microphone?
Yeah.
3 days of mourning.
Just have like the Provo City symbol over here.
Born in Provo, raised in Spanish Fork.
Born in Provo, raised in Spanish Fork, murdered by a Secret Service agent.
Ran his mouth one too many times.
Yeah, so the vice president is coming to Utah, and we will speak with her, I'm sure. When she comes in, she'll come down to the studio, and we'll have a long conversation with her about, various world politics, geopolitical issues, the state of the country, the state of the election. That's an interesting picture. Look at that picture. She has no mask. Her husband has a mask.
Gosh, I hate those pictures where people are still wearing masks. Granted, that was from 4 years ago, but
Hey, everybody.
Well.
She's coming, and we'll talk to her. And we're very proud to have the sitting vice president of the United States coming to the state of Utah.
Yeah.
Anytime you see, I can't even continue that with a straight face. Who is our guest?
Bobby Sakaki,
Oh, okay.
founder and CEO of UAS Nexus, knows a thing or two about drones. And I think drones are as impactful and will impact all of our lives as much as anything we've ever talked about on this show. And he's been at the forefront of all things drones, the software, the hardware, the uses, the applications. We only scratched the surface, but we talked about how they're used in peace, how they're used in war, and it's a whole new world once these things get going and
A whole
adopted.
new world. When I was in 7th grade singers, I sang that I was Aladdin, and I remember her name was Jennifer. I won't say her last name, but I remember it clearly. She was Jasmine, and we sang A Whole New World. It was awesome.
Oh my gosh.
Anyways, here's the interview.
I think Ukraine's the ultimate testing ground, but that comes with components of electronic warfare, violence, death, carnage, all of that. The application for normal folks is agriculture. It is deliveries of packages.
Yeah.
It's all of that. Outside of defense, what industries and or companies are going to take up the most market share? Is it lazy people getting food delivered to them?
I mean, so right now out of the gate, it's probably oil and gas and energy, utilities. Utility inspection is probably the largest amount of dollars. You saw what happened with some of the fires in California, et cetera. Making sure the infrastructure is ready, rather robust and doesn't need replacing, like power line inspection, other type of stuff. That's big money right now. The big thing that's kind of happening, and drone delivery is in its infancy, I think. You've got a handful of companies that are testing out here in Utah too. Zipline, which is based out of the Bay Area, and then Drone Up, who Walmart invested like $100 million in them. They're based out of Virginia Beach. They've got operations in, I think, is it Provo or Orem, as well as in Harriman.
Yeah.
And you can order things like through their website from Walmart, up to 10 pounds. I think it's like up to X amount of miles from the center, and I think you can get like Intermountain Healthcare is getting like medical deliveries delivered through Zipline. I think maybe they have a partnership with GNC. The thing with drone delivery is I think we're a little bit further away, and there's some regulatory headwinds that public safety, which is like the thing I'm most excited about. Public safety folks use drones for search and rescue. Police use them all the time, whether it's for SWAT and other things. There's this new thing called DFR, drone as first responder. So when you call 911, a drone is sent to the scene of an incident, and that video feed is then forwarded back not just to a command center, but also the vehicles who are approaching the scene. So oh, there's a fire. We need to dispatch some sort of fire engine, or there's people that are hurt, send an ambulance, or there's an active shooter, we need to send the SWAT team, etc. This resource management is helpful, but also getting to the scene of the incident immediately and providing that situational awareness actually leads to a de-escalation of tensions, because there's a lot of issues where police show up without knowing the context of the situation, and it unfortunately has lethal outcomes. So there's a lot of studies that have shown that DFR has actually been very effective in not just reducing crime, but reducing the lethality of some of these engagements. There's a handful of places like Chula Vista down by San Diego is kind of spearheading the way. Brookhaven outside of Atlanta in Georgia. Fort Wayne in Indiana is doing some stuff. And I hope we get that here. It's kind of interesting. Before I was doing this for work, there's this guy, he used to be state representative, Steve Urquhart, you know what I'm talking about? I think he has some mushroom church or something like that now. But back then he was state representative and used to work for he was a lawyer for Gold Cross Ambulance. And he was talking about how important it is to deliver a defibrillator immediately to the scene of an incident, because every second counts. And this is another use case, or a secondary use case of drone as a first responder. So someone overdoses, it can deliver Narcan. Someone's having a heart attack, a drone can then deliver these different applications. And when you have public safety involved and there's a public good, it changes public perception. It's different when you see the nuisance that people view. But drones are pretty polarizing. It's like the Cybertruck, right? Either you love it or you hate it. But once you can see the value of certain things, it's people have a visceral reaction to electric cars in some ways, and people are like, oh, it's not the end of the world. I save money, et cetera. I can charge my house off or charge it off my house, et cetera. People will see the value of drones in that same way.
Yeah.
I've interviewed Steve Urquhart, the mushroom church guy.
Oh.
Fascinating character.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was up there in the legislature for a long time, and then started a church based around mushrooms.
Yeah.
Actually really cool.
Yeah.
Way cool guy. Very cool.
That was an interesting interview because, again, the applications are far ranging. But imagine if you're going to, a fire or an active shooter, and you have 45 seconds to a minute more of intelligence, you can actually see what's going on. Really big impacts. And that was just one of the dozens of examples that he brought up. But I mean, they've already been around and they're proliferating. The uses for the upside are a lot better than the uses for the downside, and it'll be interesting to watch over the next 10 years how people accept and adapt.
Super cool company, super cool technology. I was scrolling KSL.com earlier today, and we've learned that Salt Lake's Delta Center zoning changes have met some opposition
Shocking.
from the Planning Commission. This is, let me see who wrote this. Oh, our good friend Carter Williams at KSL.com says, despite tweaks to refine a zoning amendment request tied to a proposed sports, entertainment, cultural, and convention district by the Delta Center, the plan was met with swift opposition from Salt Lake City's Planning Advisory Board. The Salt Lake City Planning Commission voted unanimously Wednesday night to send a negative recommendation of the plan to the Salt Lake City Council with a few notes.
I've been waiting for this. I haven't followed it too closely, but I did drink a cup of coffee once at Salt Lake City Economic Development. And so I've been in these meetings. And if you say, what color is the sky to Ryan Smith and Mike Mon, they'd say blue. You say it to these people, they'd say red. Like they view the world infinitely different. And I've been waiting for this to happen.
Here we are. We're at that phase. The group contends that the changes don't align with the city's downtown plan or existing zone purpose. I had no idea that the city had a downtown plan. You would not know it, given the state of the downtown.
Again, it's a fine downtown, but this plan could be 10 seconds old or it could be 150 years old. Generally, they're pretty good at
It's B. Young's
collecting
plan.
dust.
It's like, B. Young wouldn't want it like this. The commission also recommended that buildings like a Bravenel Hall inside the proposed district be protected. People really like protecting things.
Yeah.
I like a Bravenel Hall, actually.
Yeah.
I think it's just fine. It also suggests that a buffer zone is created to protect some pieces outside the district, but within the zoning change area, such as the remaining pieces of historic Japantown. The board added that it believes the project is moving too quickly. This is from the commissioner, a downtown resident, and Commissioner Bree Shear, who proposed the negative recommendation. She says the Salt Palace is a terrible block. That's true. And I'm happy to see that someone might want to do something to it. But I don't want to give carte blanche to something that's so rapidly developed.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
They do not view the world the same.
The vote does not derail the effort at all. It actually does not matter, is my sense of it. Salt Lake City Planning Director Nick Norris pointed out the City Council could still vote on any changes with a negative recommendation attached, but the feedback offers details for the council to consider as it weighs the whole project. Well, who knows?
This type of stuff's happened millions of times over the course of America. The rich dudes usually win in the end, but the bureaucrats will take a pound of flesh.
Under the law, Salt Lake City has until September 1st to reach an agreement with Ryan's group, Smith Entertainment Group, on a plan. That's also when the city council will have to vote on a proposed 0.5% sales tax increase tied to the project. I will say this. Welcome to Utah County, Utah Jazz. We don't put up the roadblock. Come on down to Utah County, Utah Jazz, Utah Hockey Club, Utah baseball team. I love this. Come on down.
They gotta do it.
I'd love
up
to be
there.
way closer. Oh my gosh. This is fantastic news. I honestly hope it gets stifled and they come to where they belong. The University of Utah is expanding in downtown Salt Lake City with no problem at all, no resistance. They are opening a campus down there downtown. They've spent, I believe, about $38 million to do so. It's awesome. We love the University of Utah. And then the last piece of news here is Donald Trump has a dominating lead here in the state of Utah, and it's not even clear that Biden will take second. It actually, he's tied for second currently with our good friend of the program, Robert Kennedy Jr. So it could very well be Donald Trump wins Utah, which for sure that'll happen, and Kennedy takes second.
That gets you 4
For what?
4 delegates or 4 votes.
Oh, yeah. I think the winner gets all of them.
All of
So
them.
Trump will get all of them.
Because in Nebraska and a few other states, it's not the case.
Yeah, they like split them out like
Yeah.
one by one and stuff. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think here in Utah, he'll get all of them. Trump will get all of them.
Yeah.
All of the electorals. But Harris is coming, so that could change things. Big time rally.
No, I think she'll be in a house for
See
2
that
hours.
bump? That Utah bump?
She'll be up and down Parleys and in a house and then plane.
That's it for today. We'll be back on Monday. Remember, we're live Monday through Thursday at 10 a.m. This show may very well be seeing some changes, particularly a co-host. Wait, there it is.
Finally got that promotion.
See ya.